It's huge, and it's going to come, when we most need it, when we're going on these road trips or late in March Madness, wherever it may be. So you could just see a glimpse of how deep of a team we are, how selfless of a team we are, and it showed today.
Kind of along those lines, knowing that you have guys on the bench, did you feel like you were able to kind of push the limit a little bit more during your time on the court?
It's definitely a trust factor at the end of the day, going as hard as you can for the brother next to us and just competing at a high level and knowing that we got guys, at the end of the day, that can come in and can contribute at a high level and can keep this thing running.
LJ, 34 threes attempted as a team today. Is that going to be an identity of this squad, taking a lot of free balls?
I feel like we have a lot of great shooters on this team this year, so I feel like we will take a lot of threes, but just depending on the game, some teams may run us off the line. We just try to take the best look as possible. So if it's the three, then that's what we take.
Adam, you guys scored 117 in a game where you kind of came out, maybe a little bit slower offensively than y'all wanted to. What's the ceiling for this team when you guys are in a rhythm offensively?
There's no ceiling. We have so many guys that can do so many things on the court, but we pride ourselves on defense, and that was the biggest thing, holding them to as little as possible with the points and just competing at a high level, having the same old boring habits.
LJ, y'all went on a 24-0 run first half. Are you guys just kind of feeding off each other? Got some momentum going?
For sure. We always try to feed off each other. We just try to put together what we call kills, which is 3 stops in a row. So we try to get as many of those as possible, and that leads out to easy transition buckets. Helps us get in the flow of the game. So, yeah.
Adam, did your ears hurt? All those kids in there?
Yeah, a little bit. It was exciting though, man. We were so excited to have them out there. We're hoping that we can get them to more games, but the atmosphere was crazy, especially for an 11 a.m. game.
LJ, getting back out on the court for a competitive game, did it live up to everything you thought it would?
For sure, especially with the kids being there, like you said, they're real loud. We have guys who haven't played a game in a while. Langston Love, 2 years since he played a game. Me, I haven't played in a while, so the kids made it like jittery. We got kind of like goosebumps going into the arena. So yeah, it was fun.
Adam, big game from Dale today. What kind of step do you see him take in the offseason to put that kind of performance out there?
He's taking huge steps, and it's really just his confidence level and us showing him every day that we have confidence in him, to be able to go out and do these things. And he's just somebody that at the end of the day, we don't know who's going to have those nights. But, he knows when his time is called, he needs to be ready, and he showed that today.
Adam, obviously some new players and you're missing some guys from last year. What was it like though without Jerome Tang on the sideline for the first game here for you?
It was a little different, being that I've been here for some years now, and he's been on the sideline. But we're adapting. We're an adaptive team at the end of the day. We know, what we're capable of, and we know that it's a family unit that we all got to step up regardless of who's here and who's not.
Adam, last year, obviously you led this team in scoring last year, but you've got a little bit of a different role kind of mixing all these new guys. How do you kind of sense your role, and how good did it feel for you to have an overall game today?
It definitely felt good, but, it's credit to my teammates at the end of the day for making those shots, me being able to have the confidence from them to, step into this new role and play. It was all in all just fun and, a great start to the season.
Adam, what do you feel like Caleb and Jalen really brought to the team today?
It's a different level of toughness at the end of the day that they bring, competing at a high level, especially on the boards, giving us so many opportunities. Like El just said before, we have a lot of talented shooters, so them being able to crash the boards, if they're not able to finish, kick it out for those dagger threes is so beneficial, and it just gets the momentum and everything jumping.
Well, playing the first game of the year, we wanted to start it out the right way. I thought the scream game was outstanding. Everybody that put that together, can't thank them enough. Our players really want to play well for all the future Bears out there, hopefully. And you score 117 points. I know people like scoring. So defensively, second half, we weren't as consistent as we were first half, but a lot of positives, a lot of things to build on. Great way to start the season.
had 6 guys scoring double figures. How'd you like the way they moved the ball, shared the ball?
Well, every coach in the country take 27 assists and 9 turnovers every day of the week, twice on Sunday. So this group has been an unselfish group in practice, sharing the ball. We don't have any ball stoppers. The ball moves. We got guys that are all capable scorers, and like how they play. For us, one area that hadn't been as good in our scrimmages was the rebounding, and that's what I was most excited to see today, is how we got better there. And this week, obviously, we improved that area, 22-9 on the offense, and 53-29 overall.
Scott, obviously Adam was good for you last year, but he's obviously in a different kind of leadership role. Talk about him having a great overall game and just what he does with his team. So.
Yeah, I mean, 8-1 assist to turnovers, 6-1 for Dale, 7-1 by Keontae. I mean, you're going to take that every day of the week. And Adam's done that in our scrimmages and in practice. Him and Dale have both been outstanding at taking care of the ball. And Keontae's somebody that sees the floor really well and has become more and more consistent with it as well.
Scott, there was a point in the game where it's 16-10, and at halftime 61-21. What do you credit the slower start to, and what clicked?
Well, one thing about our team is you see we shot 34 threes. We shoot a lot of threes. So when you shoot a lot of threes, you can rack up points in a hurry, and then you can go through a dry spell too. So it's kind of like the long ball in football. So the good thing is when we're making them, when we're taking the right ones, that's why the rebounding is so important. You're not always going to make them, so you got to do a great job on the glass. And if we can continue to do that, good things will definitely happen for us.
Scott, you mentioned one of your goals for this game was to sort of figure out rotation, see how the new guys blended in. How did you feel like those new guys kind of settled in?
Well, today everybody that played did a good job, so the rotations are working today. But I think one thing that is a little different with the transfer portal is you get older guys, more experienced guys that have been in college programs. So sometimes when you bring in 4 or 5 freshmen, you might have 3 of them they're 2 years away from helping you win. They can play, but they can't help you win. And we're blessed to have a roster full of guys that can help you win. So as competition improves, we'll have to look, adjust, find out what we need to do better. But obviously, you can play a lot of different guys. And hopefully we don't have injuries, but that's why you got to have depth if you do.
Scott, a game like this, focus can be difficult. How do you feel about your team's defense?
Well, I thought until they scored that 5 in a row, I thought we were really good. I think it was around the 8-minute mark, 6-minute mark, whenever it was. But before that, I thought we did a great job limiting them to 1. The defense got better the more we played, and I think that's a lot of nerves. You had to have basically half a team of guys never put on the jersey, and even when you do scrimmages, it's not the game, it's not the fans, and that always brings out, you got family watching. It's a whole nother level. So couldn't be more pleased with the start. Excited for the guys to get a day off, us to break down film, and then this weekend, obviously competition will get a little tougher.
Scott, Keontae got off to a slow start shooting, but he's doing a lot of other things. Is that just kind of his game?
Yeah, well, I think that's something that we were really surprised in Canada with Keontae. I mean, he had 2 30-plus games, but he really passed the ball well. And you're not going to make shots every night. You got to. The key is the taking the right ones. And his shot selection has improved. Will continue to improve. But his ability to get his teammate shots is something that's tremendous. And 7 assists, 1 turnover. That's outstanding growth by him. And then the 6 rebounds, that's outstanding as well by him.
Coach, to put up that 117 in a game where you guys kind of struggled a little bit early offensively to get shots to fall, what's the ceiling for this offense when you guys are in a rhythm?
Well, I think we definitely can score a lot of points. The question is when we're not making shots, can we defend well enough and rebound well enough to win on those nights? So that'll be something that we'll keep working on and growing toward, because you don't always make shots, and that's why the best shooters make 40%. That means they're missing 6 out of 10.
Scott, I think offensive rebounding was one of the concerns coming in.
Yeah.
Y'all had more offensive rebounds than they had on the defensive
Yeah, that's what I'm most pleased about. We spent a week really trying to get better in that area, and we made great strides. Now we got to be consistent with it. But to me, that was before the game. If you'd have said one stat you really wanted to look at, that was the one I was curious to see how it would translate.
And Josh and Flo obviously did a good job. It seemed like it was more of a team thing.
Yeah, well, and that's what it's not going to be one guy. I think we have good rebounders, but collectively, I think we have to be a great rebounding team collectively. Because when you switch on defense, you have a lot of people that sometimes your point guards are on their four-man, and everyone's got to be able to help out and rebound.
Scott, Dale goes 14 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. How complete has his game become? Did he take a next step in the offseason?
Yeah, I really think Canada helped him, gave him confidence. Probably the one area that he hadn't shown what he had shown in practice is the consistent three ball. Today he's 3 for 4. He shot it well in practices, and that's really the last step for him. When we recruited him, he was a 40% three-point shooter. So last year he really improved and grew, but the shooting didn't translate now. And it did in practice. That's what was frustrating. Like, he was really a good shooter in practice, but in the games, can become a little mental too. And I think he's relaxed. The game's slowing down. He's tremendous defensively. He really moves it well. And that 6-to-1 assist to turnover, I mean, that's what he does. I mean, that's been his ratio. He's been really good at taking care of the basketball.
Scott, how did it feel seeing Langston out there aggressive, playing again?
Yeah, really excited to see that. Really excited to see how aggressive he was. And, I mean, he hadn't been back long, and it's been a process. The doctors have done a great job. Charlie and Dave have done a great job. And Langston's really worked hard. And in the last month, completely different player. And I think in the next couple months, same thing. He'll continue that upward swing.
Scott, obviously you haven't watched film on this one yet, but what can you already tell us one point of emphasis to make in practice after that?
Yeah, I think credit the scream game, because there's some defenses we didn't get into that we called, offenses we didn't get into, and that's where in an empty practice gym it's easier to hear everything. So communication, those probably 7 or 8 plays, that's something we got to work on and make sure that we get all on the same page.
So just be less game-wise, D'Antoine redshirting, is that something that you guys approached him about, or did he approach you about it, and how easy is it to get guys to agree to something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we've had so much success with players redshirting and developing, and from Davion to Motley to Epe Udo to Corey Jefferson. I mean, it's not just guys redshirting and playing; it's guys redshirting and then leaving early. So it's not like they're bad players. But the benefit to redshirting is basically you can tap out every day and not worry about keeping yourself fresh and ready to go in games and in practice. It's much easier to have that positive attitude, not knowing, hey, the last 2 games I didn't play as much as I wanted, or so. We present options to guys. We don't make anybody redshirt, but it helps when you got a track record of former players that it can talk from Maceo to Davion to everyone that's done it. I mean, we have 4 or 5 guys on our team. Adams redshirted, that can all explain the benefits. And so it's not easy not playing, but we'll have a good support unit to help D'Antoine. And D'Antoine's been tremendous. D'Antoine's a really good player. He's going to be a really good player for us. He might be our best on-ball defender in practice at times for sure. But God gave him an elite ability and burst and speed that you can't teach. And I think as he continues to get used to the college game offensively, defensive rotations, he's going to be someone that you guys are really going to like watching in the future.
Anything else? Thanks, Scott. All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.